That is x times the cube root of 8 minus x. What should we pick for u? Let's pick 8 minus x. Only because it's the thing on the inside. So what does that make du dx? Negative 1. That makes du over negative 1 dx. Not too promising. The reason being is when we put all this stuff back in, I'm going to rewrite the cube root of u as u to the 1/3, if that's okay. The reason we have an issue here is not because we created a 2-letter scramble word worth 37 points. It's because we still have an x left over. We can't cancel anything. At most, we can pull that negative 1 on the outside. So I know you're like, Mike, I heart me a substitution. But I heart me more a double substitution. And that's what this requires. So if u equals 8 minus x, what does x equal? 8 minus u. So we have to replace the x this time with 8 minus u. You cannot integrate a product or a quotient by integrating each part. That's not true. Just like the product rule, you don't integrate just each part for derivative. You can only integrate each part if it's a lamp, table, sum or difference. Sum or difference. Oh, so close. Always guess C. So we can't integrate it as it's written. Instead, if you distribute that u to the 1/3, what is u times u to the 1/3? What is u to the first times u to the 1/3? Remember, you add exponents. Give me an improper fraction. There it is. If your nightmares about fractions have not begun yet, then I'm not doing my job. Yay! So one more time, we pick u to be the thing on the inside, which is usually a safe bet for u-substitution. Doesn't always work, because there may not be an inside formula. After we did the substitution, we still had an x left over, so we did a double substitution. That's this stuff here. And now that we put that back in, there's no more x's. However, we were left with a product. We have to rewrite it as a sum or a difference. So this negative 1, you can do one of two things with a negative 1. You can keep it on the outside, or you can put it back through. It doesn't really matter, as a negative 8 and a positive 1 here. Your choice. But if you would, now this is just the power rule twice, one for each part. So go from here. So 1 over 1/3 plus 1 is, so this negative 1's from here, this negative 1's from here. No, I just wrote it in. You're right. So 1 over 1/3 plus 1, 3/4, times technically negative 8. So this is 3/4. Times negative 8, negative 6. Put your u back in. Raised to the 1/3 plus 1, 4/3. So again, it's not the calculus that messes students up, it's the algebra. Technically, this would be negative 1 times negative 1, so it's positive now. What's 1 over 4/3 plus 1? 7/3. What's 1 over 7/3? Put your u back in. Raised to the 7/3. And then plus c. That's as bad as they get. So you want 18 of those on the test. 18 it is.